Here's how I do this, get stuff off of crap. This is goof off. It, whatever you want to use, to do it. Any stripper. Alright, get a paper plate. You can use your old lady's plate if you want, but then you're going to get yelled at. You could also do this in the sink, but you're going to get yelled at. Unless you live alone, then it really doesn't matter. Everybody does this different. You can pour it out. It's a glob. Isn't that weird looking? You can pour it out. You can use a brush. You can use gloves. You can follow the directions. I don't follow the directions. I'm a guy. Alright, you can be a guy too, but you can be a safe guy, unlike me. The backyard samurai does not always do things that are safe. This one won't take as much. This stuff, this gel shit, is basically, if you get it on your hands and out of the can, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to burn. But when it mixes with this, I can already feel it. When it mixes with a coating or a paint or anything like that, it's going to burn. Okay. I also found that if you use this for a long period of time, like if you're working on some and you have rubber gloves, it'll eat through the gloves if it gets the paint and this gel stuff together. It'll also eat up a paintbrush. So, it's up to you. So we'll let that sit there and work the stuff off of it. The black paint that you see on some hawks, that takes a lot longer. This won't take long at all. It's already starting to bubble. I don't know what the hell this kind of coating is, but anyway, that's enough of that. I gotta go. I'll be back. This handle that came on this hawk, there's not that much varnish on it. So I'm using a 100 grit, I guess it is, sandpaper. I'm not that concerned about the roughness or the how smooth it is. I just want to get this thin layer of varnish off. I have done gun stocks, and of course I want those to look pretty. When I do gun stocks or something, or a piece of wood that I want to look really nice, what I do is I sand it down with some rough, and then I wet it, and then I put it over a stove or a flame. A stove's good, just to dry the water. And what I find it does is that water, when it dries, it pulls the sawdust and everything out of the pores. And it seems funny, but over time you just keep doing that. You sand and then wet, and it gives you a deeper finish. It pulls the grain out. Something like this, I'm not that worried about, because I'm going for a tool fighting, instrument kind of thing, and I want it rough looking. I don't want it, too awful pretty. So that's all I'm trying to do. You can see I'm getting some of it. Alright, not going to bore you with the rest. You get the general idea. Alright, some of this is loosened up a little bit. You can see it right here. Basically, you see it coming off. Wire brush. Be careful with this. The little flakes can come off and get elsewhere on your skin or poke you in the eye. Doesn't feel very good. Basically, that's it. Just keep going back and forth, gelling it and letting it sit and gelling it again, and keep gelling, and eventually the shit will come off. I'll show you that when it's all done. Well, here's this. I think I got enough off of it. I'll tell you what, that other shit those other hawks with the black paint. God, that's fucking terrible. Anyway, I think I got enough off of this to be able to take a patina, whichever way out I decide to go with it. So I'll just let this other goop, if I could get it out of there, I'll let this other goop sit on here for a while. But there's one side and there's the other. You can kind of, it even gets on the other side. This stuff can be very nasty. It can indeed. So while that was taking it, I started to do a little work on this. And this is what I got so far. I changed the design down here. This is it's just a freehand template. I'm a little off. Like I said, it's just a freehand template, and we'll see what we can do with it. These things get a little tedious. You're like, okay, under, over. It's a pattern, but you know, after a while you like lose track, and that's why I don't do any knots, because it's like, you know, any repetitive knots. Because I was like, where was I? So you really don't realize how much is in there until you start to draw it out, and you're like, wow. So that's where we are now. Yeah, the mustard and apple cider vinegar patina is not looking too good. And again, it is. We'll let it sit there and dry on its own and see if we can get something to take.